to Dungeons and Shenanigans. I am your DM for the night. Our lovely players are here.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yes.
Supposedly, we're all here.
Is anyone ever truly here though?
I am.
Well,
Always.
that's true.
That's okay.
That's very
Aside
true.
from Abram, is anyone ever really truly
Well, not
here?
Tanner, Abby, or Allison, apparently.
Or Emmanuel either.
Or
I'm
Amanda.
sensitive about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or Toby.
Lots of people. We don't need to
Or
name
Andrew.
everybody. We don't need to name everybody.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
In memoriam of who used to be in this.
Andrew. Toby. That other guy.
That other guy. that one. Yeah.
Nope. Not that one.
I cast.
He is the reason why we don't use the spell command anymore.
Yep.
Hashtag command with consent.
That's the episode name now.
CWC, command with consent. That's it.
You know, it may not be the episode name. That's one of the tags.
Yep.
I'm preparing
That's
that spell.
that is a
Yeah,
tag
please
in
prepare
the
that.
episode.
All right. If you want more pedantic, stupid content that makes no sense and are just snippets of us screaming at each other, specifically Tara at me, go ahead and subscribe to our coffee. Just give us a cup of coffee.
There's no content on there, but you can't pay
There
us.
is no content
Yeah,
on there, but
there's-
you can pay us, and we can
There might
put
be.
it back.
Go check it
Yeah.
out.
If you pay us,
Pay some
we
money
will
and see if
give
there's-
you content.
That's true. We will start to make content.
You
for
can't
you.
view anything until you pay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you know, there's a little bit of an embargo on when things can go up, so you may not see anything right away. But
Exactly. We
will.
also have our
Before
cooking
use.
show on our coffee, Only Pans, where we only use pans to cook. It gets a little tough when things need to be oven baked, but
We
make
figure
do.
it out.
We
yeah,
figure
we
it
figure it
out.
out really fast.
this is why we work with cast iron only.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lots of cast iron skillet
Yep.
meals.
Well, we do a lot of casting calls, so
Yeah, you know.
Gosh, this commentary is scalding.
oh boy, this is what today is, isn't it?
I think they
And
do
with
have a
that
fever.
lovely start.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's
Yep.
episode of Dungeons and Shenanigans. Where we last left off, you guys had made it all the way to the Savidran village, to the Savidran people in Zunichia village. As you guys are in there, you are starting to meet the Mestara family household, which is Calavandris and the rest of his family. You've met his father, Calavandris the First, and then a few of his siblings as well. King Killa has told you a lot more about the hidden lore of Aether and Spirit Metal and what else you have found within these areas. And it kind of answered a lot of your questions, especially about Spirit Metal, and introduced you to Magnus. After which, talking with Magnus, he ended up saying that tomorrow he would meet you to start the forging, to start ideas. And after that fact, you guys had, or right before then, you had started to talk with Kella and Amanda about more of just who they are as people and what they know as well. With a little bit of prodding from Vela, they once again ignored what she was trying to pull. And after that, you guys talked with the king, and you are now all into this underground chamber where Magnus has this large stone table and these very, very large stone chairs that have these rune-working pathways through it. And at the very center of it is a circle that almost looks like a sun, devoid of any light. But once you sit upon these thrones, it looks as though it takes upon your aether and creates this effect off of it. Cal was the first to step up for a forge.
What kind of force is it?
As you got up with him, he walked you out, and you guys all stayed within that chamber. And he walked you for a very long time. A good 10-15 minute walk to the steps of a very large open cavern with flowing lava falls throughout it, and at the very top was this very large bridge, very large in length, but very small and narrow, that led a single trail of lava down a chute. And as he started to use his forge techniques, he brought the forge and the surrounding area to life before grabbing an ingot and putting it on the anvil and pulling a lever, and you watch a single drop of that lava fall directly onto the spirit metal and create this ripple effect on it before he turned to you and said, "Now what are we thinking of making?"
And then I tell him what I want to make.
Which is?
Oh, you want me to
Yes.
say it all again? Okay, I would like to mold it into my antlers. Spirit metal.
For what purpose?
I have a hard time with this new element. I would like to kind of have it be like doing all the equations so I don't have to. Kind of like a formula with all the elements.
And teacher said that they would never have a calculator with you.
A calculator.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's gotta be it.
Even worse than my joke. Wow.
Understood.
I was thinking like kind of how you said we could do jewelry.
Yes.
Just have it embroidered into my antlers. Having it be kind of like veins would be more symbolic for me.
This can work. And as you're looking at this whole field, you're on this single dais where the forge is, and you watch these rivers of lava are flowing around that, just cascade into falls. You walked up that very large staircase up to this precipice. Everything is hot here. It is a harsh environment. But as you're just standing up here, you watch as he goes ahead and takes his hammer, very small, and hits it, and you watch the spirit metal almost ripple, as if you're hitting it like a liquid metal with a magnet, how it just kind of ripples upwards. As you watch it start to reshape in a little, and start to just kind of ripple in this unknown mercurial effect. And as he starts to hammer in even more onto this, every time that he hits it, it looks as though it's liquided, or starting to be like liquid, but every time he hits it, it creates this large spark. And every time he hits it too, you watch as it heats up just a little brighter, and every so often another little drip of lava hits it and lights up even brighter. As he continues to forge and forge, you're watching as his other hand is now starting to glow, and you watch those tattoos that are all across his body of spirit metal are now all in full effect, and he's taken off the Howry to where it's just his torso that's uncovered now. And you see that symbol on his back of the two crescent moons pointing outwards with the sun in the center. You watch those moons start to rotate onto his back, and as they lock into place, you watch as his arm has continued to glow, and now he's making a fist and slamming the metal with his fist as well. And every time he does that with the hammer and the fist over and over again, you're watching that texture of it start to shape and change into these tools. And you watch as he separates a small part of it, and it starts to take on this needlework-like fixture. And another one he's starting to hammer in, and this one you see it's starting to turn into what looks like, for lack of a better term, like a gravy boat, almost. Like a little small receptacle of liquid that has a spout to be able to pour from. And he continues to forge. And he forges a number of very small, intricate implements out of this one single ingot. And the ones that remain, you watch as he grabs them with a glowing hand, and he closes his hand around them, and you watch as the tattoos on him start to expand just slightly as he lets go of it, gone from his palm. The tools are ready. We will begin soon.
Okay.
As you see, he goes ahead and pulls over a crate.
We're getting like a tattoo. Just, is it done?
You see, he goes ahead and pulls the crate over and says, "Sit there."
Okay.
And then he kind of like just pushes your chest hard, and you end up like hitting the back of your head onto the anvil.
Oh, he knocked you out.
Well, you're still you're still conscious. You're a little dazed. This will hurt. As you see, he goes ahead and takes the small instruments, and you see as he starts to get his hammer and start to chisel into your antlers. You see them kind of bleed just a little bit as he gets embedded into the core, into the marrow of these bone-like protrusions. As they start to just kind of like bleed just a little bit, he continues to create these riverways across your entire antlers.
Do antlers bleed? That's cool. I learned something new.
Near the base they do.
Bones bleed.
Yes?
There is blood in your bones.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact.
That's fun.
Look, see, don't say we don't teach you nothing on this show, alright? Your bones, they got blood in them.
Your bones.
Congratulations.
Your bones will be mine.
Your bones, we're taking them.
So, as he continues to chisel into these even more, he gets the smaller instruments and starts to chisel into like more of the pointed tips of your antlers until all across your entire antlers is this river working system of intricate connections. And some of it looks very like a natural wood grain almost, and other parts of it looks like it's very intentional and very runic in nature. And he goes ahead and takes another ingot, and you see he goes ahead and opens up this other hatch that lets lava flow into this boiling pot, where there's a center metal piece hanging over it. And he takes the spirit metal and puts the ingot in the center of it. He goes ahead and pulls it down, and you watch as it goes and submerges into the lava before it lifts back up again into this liquid-like formation. He walks over to you without it. Choose which one speaks to you. And he motions his hand over, and you see sitting on his workbench are a numerous amount of some different spirit metal ingots, some of them ranging of different colorations of that gunmetal silver, but all of them keeping a very similar texture and shape and color, but very few of them have like very small imperfections, things that separate them from the rest, but majority of them all look the same.
Can I walk up to him?
Yes.
Can I focus on which one is the most like me?
Go ahead and roll me
Which
a
one is the most
d20.
like malleable in that way?
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d20 and a 2.
15.
Okay. As you are closing your eyes and you just kind of like feel this channel,
And I'm taking my time because I'm not in a hurry.
Mhm. and as you slowly open your eyes again, you see there's a few. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
4.
You see that there is about 2 ingots that are now in your mind's eye, that you just see parts of them have these like aspects of like a light and a dark mixing together into this wisp, and at the very top is this gray void on both of those that just are billowing off from them.
I'm gonna look over at Magnus and I say, "Can I pick 2?"
This job will take 2, so yes.
I'll take these 2.
As you reach for them, he goes, no. Sit.
Sir.
He,
Oh, one more thing. You asked before for inspiration for this.
yes.
And I pull out the stick that the smoking aether guy gave to me.
He goes ahead and takes it. What is this?
A friend gave it to me from another friend from the Underdark, and it's connected to me in the sense that every time my soul changes, that stick shows me what I am on the inside. So I feel like it would be a good thing to formulate with my Aether as well.
He goes ahead and takes over the anvil and just hits it, and you watch as he smacks into it. It bursts outwards with its energy until it's left with these two halves and this like little bit of shattered dust in the center of it. And you watch on the inside of it is this like grain in the center of it. That is why. He goes ahead and pours out the grain completely. He cups it into his hand. This is spirit metal. He goes ahead and walks it over. He goes ahead and walks it over to the that like little melted spirit metal. And he goes ahead and just pours the grains into it. And as it scatters within it, you watch as it kind of like bubbles as this molten liquid metal. He goes ahead and fully lifts this metal plate out. And he walks it over near the forge where he affixes it into this little slot next to it. He takes the little scoop. And he says, "Your antlers, please."
Yeah.
And he's a dwarf, a Duragar, but you see much of him is ancient but powerful. Before you weren't able to really see it with this Haurion, but now that you're seeing him fully forged, even though he is very old, his eyes only barely opened, you see the crow's feet just growing and growing.
It's very Nordic.
Very old. That very low beard into the three braids, having the hair that goes into this long ponytail in the back, all braided. He is old, but he is wise in his ways. As he goes ahead and takes your antlers, he goes ahead and starts to pour into these riverways. And as he's pouring in, what languages do you speak?
Common, Undercommon, Infernal, and Celestial.
This is an infernal. As he's whispering under his breath.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
As he's whispering under his breath, you're watching, like you could only see from above, but you see a little bit of like steam almost rising out from these antlers as it slowly just pours into it. You're seeing these riverways start to fill into these cracks that he's formed. Thank you for this.
Sorry, Abby started dancing with me too, so I had to keep going. Sorry.
So it fills into these riverways of your antlers, into these runes. And into the rune patterns, as he's whispering in, you just see a glow of red. And he switches to Celestial. And you watch as he's whispering in, some of the runes turn white.
Do I hear the words?
Yes.
What is it?
It is.
Infernal and Celestial.
It's more of. It's less of like a coherent like word, but more of like a mantra, of basically of whoever wields this metal, be that whether it be Cowl or another entity of him, may they use the spirit metal and may the spirit metal guide them. And it's different variations of that phrase that just continues to be in both languages, and then it starts to like piece together aspects of both languages at the same time, almost as if he's double speaking, and both languages are coming out at the same time. And you're watching those runes now are starting to change into a gray light instead. And he's whispering over every one of these pourings, and this process takes a long time.
Do I get used to it after a while, or does it just get worse?
It continues to get harder and harder to withstand this.
You need to make a saving throw.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving
I
throw.
like making saving throws now.
Now you do?
Yeah, because I have a +5 on top of it. So.
Wow.
That's 26.
You don't faint. You feel like you want to, but you don't.
Good job.
It's terribly painful. And every time he does whisper and finishes something, you feel that pain strike you again. As you watch as he's finishing up this, he's taken a small chisel and a hammer and finishing it up and like adding more texture and more of his handiwork to the spirit metal that's been poured into these slots. And he continues to do this for a good 30 to 45 minutes of just this. Very, very intricately. Before he takes his hammer once more and just rises it high above his head. And you watch as he rises it, this divine light start to cascade around it. And you watch as he's holding it around his hands right here, there's those crescent moon shapes that start to appear once again. And he holds it above him. By the Forgemasters who have taught me how to forge, and the ancient spirits that bless this place, may your spirit metal flourish just as you will. And he slams it down onto your antler, just a single one. And as he slams down onto it, it creates this shock wave that all of these chains that are hanging from the ceiling start to rattle and cascade. You watch the lava, almost as if geysers are right below them, as they all fall back down again. And you feel this pain striking within you. But this connection, this something is unfamiliar, but comforting. And that pain fades, and you just hear like a crackling sound onto your antlers.
Outside or inside?
This one.
And as you're just kind of sitting there, just thinking about it, you go ahead and sit up. He looks over to you and looks at his handiwork. This is some of my best. Good work.
Thank you.
He goes ahead and walks up to you, and you see he's got his hand that's now glowing with that divine light again. You see he goes ahead and puts his palm up against your chest, and as he does that, you feel this warmth kind of flow through you. And that symbol that's been growing on your chest, you feel it grow just a tiny bit more.
Ooh.
As he lets his hand go. The forge is complete. All that is left for you to do is continue your spirit journey. Bind both of your souls. And only then will your spirit metal react.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave you a challenge and
That's
a
a challenge.
weapon. Yeah.
He goes ahead and walks down to like the edge of the staircase and is waiting for you. You see he goes ahead and puts his hammer back onto the forge, just resting. Closes up every of the slots that are dripping as he prepares for the next forge.
Quick question: could we see all of that happening, or
No.
are we in like a waiting room?
You're in a waiting room.
Okay.
Far away.
You're still at the chairs right now.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
He did say help yourself to whatever, and there are like cabinets and different things in here. So
Snacks? Delicious.
possibly
Wonderful.
roll an investigation check.
Oh, heck yeah. Let's go. Oh. This character is so bad at investigation, but I rolled really good, 19.
There's a few like baked goods down here. A lot of it is like fruit-based baked goods, but they're fruits that you have no idea what they are.
Okay.
They're like these weird like. Some of them are like kind of like fleshy and pink, and other ones are like this this blue texture to it.
Well, I like blue. I'm gonna try it.
Tastes pretty good.
Delicious.
Maybe a little too sweet for your taste, but still really nice.
Lovely. Lovely. What, like, is it like some sort of like crumble or a...
Oh, these are
or
like
a
Danishes.
like a Danish. Oh, so wonderful. I want one in real life. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And
Is there some hot coffee to go with it?
there's tea.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Jameson is not with you.
Hey, the one time.
So right now it's just the soul survivors underground right here.
Cool. Awesome.
The soul survivors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as he returns, you guys all see Cal trailing behind him. And you see in his antlers is gleaming with that gunmetal silver now. All throughout inner working.
Man.
I'm like,
So what'd you get?
an Edgar. No, just kidding.
Besides that.
Got spirit metal, of course.
Yeah, nice. How does it feel?
Feels good. It hurts.
Yeah.
You're in for a tough time.
Huh. Are you also putting it in
The
your...
more it hurts, the more powerful you will be.
That's what he told me. So you guys.
I did not say anything of the sort. And you see that, and as like after you finish the forge, those tattoos return back to the place that they were in, as you put the Howry back on and walk down with you.
Magic tattoos.
Have you used them yet?
I just got this like 15 minutes ago.
You didn't get like a tutorial?
Nope.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, maybe once we get some of ours, we can like I don't know, go outside and train or
fight
something.
each other.
Yeah.
There are training grounds you can do.
See?
See? What I said.
That's
the
what
forge
I
will
said,
have
Cal.
to take a little bit more
Hey,
time.
Cal, that's a
to
great
cool.
idea.
The forge will cool for another 30 minutes, and after which, I will take another.
So we gotta wait 30 minutes?
Yes.
Are there any? I was wondering while you were doing that.
He's already starting to walk while you're talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like away from us?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
You can still talk.
I was wondering if there's any other blacksmiths that aren't magma or fire based.
Turns around.
Because I know there's a lot of blacksmiths that were.
Are you wanting blacksmith or are you wanting spirit metal Forgemaster?
Spirit Metal Forgemaster. Are there any other magma, like non-magma users or whatever?
I do not know.
Oh, okay. Nice to know.
Ate them all.
As you say that, you do sense a little hostility from him, from that question.
You just asked him who his rivals were, man. It's not cool.
Ask him who the better one is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
which one's
no!
better?
I heard you like the disc.
I am.
yeah. Yeah, I heard like you had like 1 star on
Yeah.
Yelp. Yeah.
But you were closer.
Yeah, so we came anyways. Yeah.
You said before that he has other past works on his wall, right?
Yeah, on these walls that are in here, you are seeing that there are spirit metal works here, like affixed to the walls on like.
Oh, I thought it was like
hooks.
pictures of like people like.
No, it's like actual works that are affixed to the walls, and they all have like little placards next to them.
Okay.
They are in Dwarvish.
Dang, looks like we can't read, boys.
So, wait, you guys can read?
Read?
I knew it.
I mean,
Lucky was
I
illiterate
knew
this
that.
whole time.
Why did I do
My
that
name's
thing?
Lucky. I'm 26 years old.
And I never
Never
learned how to read. Yeah. Okay.
What do they look like?
What you're the things that are affixed to the walls.
Uh-huh.
So some of them are like blades. Others are like different pieces of jewelry. Other pieces are like pieces of armor. Some of them are just shards of spirit metal that have some significance to it. There are very few of them that are colored. Most of them are just the gunmetal silver, but you are starting to see there's a few of them that have a little bit of like a coloration to them. A very faint glow. Some of them, it's mainly the weapons that have those faint glows, but it's only like maybe 5 that are just affixed to these walls that just have a very, very faint essence to them still. But they're upon his wall for some significance.
So, Cal, did he mention anything about these pieces that he has on the wall? And, like, your antlers, when you expire, does he expect them back? Are these just on loan?
What does that even mean?
Did he remove your brain?
He would have to have
It
had
did
one
hurt
in
a
the
lot.
first place.
Might have. There was a lot of blood, so he couldn't have just been touching my antlers. I don't know, I was numb from the neck up. Hurt so bad.
Is there like blood spots on his antlers?
But
Not on his antlers, but like on the fur, like at the top of his antlers, or like at the base of the antlers.
In a circle, it's stitched. No.
Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, there's some blood. Actually, I'm too short to see that
Yeah.
properly.
yeah.
Never
You
mind.
can see it kind of.
My tippy toes. So you get to keep that forever.
I hope so. It's my body. My body, my choice.
Is it though? If he's
Is it
put
though?
that on your body.
Is that? What's your wife gonna think about your new antler tattoo?
Well, my
spirit
wife
metal?
Oh,
doesn't
you,
even know
oh,
that I
you
have-
got the jewelry on the gay antler. Come on.
Oh, no. You put it on both.
Put it on the gate and the street one.
No, stop. Balances out.
It's like PEMDAS.
PIMDOS, no. We need to stop. We need Yeah, what's your wife gonna think about this?
Well, my wife doesn't even know that I have a horn here. So.
Wow, alright.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this.
She's not very in touch with you then.
Well, she wasn't enslaved like I was. She was good for her milk. Same with the kids. She had the most delicious milk. Oh, as I sit down and just dream.
Okay.
Well, and like you'll plot as cards. After that, do we want to do something else for 30 minutes? Play some cards?
Yeah, I'll play some cards.
Yeah, I'll
Are
play
the
some
chairs
cards.
still there? John?
Yes, the chairs are all still there. Those are stationary.
Look, he would kind of like lean over to Belle and be like, "Careful, Susie cheats."
Okay.
You literally have the marked deck. That's me. Me as Tara, very upset. You have the marked deck.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm gonna lose everything right now. Yeah, alright. Deal.
Just deal cards, play some poker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I forgot how to play poker with D&D with dice, so we'll get back to that.
It's okay.
Yeah. We don't
It's
have
okay.
to. This is just flavor, yeah.
Yeah.
Not real
Yeah.
poker.
This is roleplay, not
Yeah.
We
real.
don't need to roll.
So as you guys continue playing, time seems to go by a little faster than you thought before. Before Magnus walks back out again, and you watch, there's like this like damp towel around his neck. He walks up. So, who is next?
Who
Maybe.
did we make a list? Who's going next?
I think we
I
just
think Dahl was gonna go next.
flipped a coin.
He told me to go first, so.
I will go next if nobody else wants to go.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah.
I could get. Especially if it's gonna hurt. It'll give me more time to recover.
Yeah.
He
Sure.
says,
Before we fight each other.
"Follow me, duh." He continues to walk, and as he's walking, you do see like there's a small like hobble to him. But as he like gets to the staircase, like it takes him longer than it takes you to get to the top. But as he does get to the top, you see he goes ahead and takes the shoulders off the hauri again and kind of flexes once again, and you watch that all of the back muscles and all of his triceps, all of it just like start to bulge as he just stretches. And you see that intricate working of ink, spirit metal across his back and arms.
So is he like the what was his name? King Boomy or Airbender?
Yep.
Okay.
Basically King Boomy.
Okay.
Love it. I love this so much.
Just a lot shorter.
He immediately
and more
got
stocky.
so much better.
He's just shorter and stockier.
He's got one big eye, one small eye.
Both of his eyes are a little squinty.
Well, he doesn't quite talk like him, but you know, it's fine.
As he goes ahead and walks over and takes an ingot and just like puts it on the forge, you watch his fist glow with this divine light and his other fist glow with that as he puts them closer together and opens his palms, and that that single sphere of that light start to appear within his palms as he pulses it into the forge again, and everything reignites once more as he gets a spirit metal ingot, puts it on the anvil. Single drop. But what is it you want to forge?
Well, similar to what you did for Cal, I would like to get my tusks. See, the markings on my tusk are...
Do you require new markings as well?
I think so. Each marking it represents some milestone in my life, and I think this is a great milestone.
He goes ahead and walks over to like his workbench, and he takes out a piece of parchment and a little ink quill. Draw your pattern for me.
I'm not very good at drawing.
Like,
Uses his chunky like
Forgot you
calligraphy.
had
Yeah.
3 fingers.
go ahead and make me a performance check. Actually, a sleight of hand check. Give me a sleight of hand check to see how well of a pattern you can get.
Oh, it was 20 for a second.
Oh.
9.
9. It's a little squiggly. Did you want the squiggles or you wanted more line?
I would like you to straighten it out for me. I'm not great with
He
art.
goes ahead and takes that template and starts to like make new renditions, and
Yes, like that, exactly. It's like you're in my mind.
kind of he looks up at you. All right. And the workbench is significantly shorter. Like the workbench itself is probably like just at your knee, but for him it's like right here at his waist.
Mm-hmm.
And you see he's just working, starting to like draw new patterns for you.
Now, as you told me to prepare and get give you some insights and that would help forge this,
This is true.
I am at my deepest core about the balance of nature, of all things. So this design, these markings should embody that. It should have a balance between my tusks. So between the two tusks, there should be symmetry, not exactness, but maybe offsetting balances.
You want to return everything back to natural balance, correct?
Correct. Usually, my kind, we're not into metal piercings or any things like that. But with the spirit metal, I feel it's more of a connection with nature, with the spirit of all things.
We will start then. He goes ahead and walks over and kind of talked over with you of how you have kind of had brandings and carvings for your symbols, and you talk through the process with him, and you watch as that spirit metal ingot that he had started, you see he goes ahead and starts to forge that one and starts to implement it into tools for carving and branding.
So while he's doing that, I'll just like bug him by talking too much. But another thing is, and I make my mushrooms glow.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to have this effect with the fungus around me. I can make it glow. Is there any way we can make this spirit metal this bluish glowing color?
As he looks over his shoulder. If you would like them to glow, that is up to you. Your spirit metal itself will manifest how you wish it. It takes time, sacrifice, and cleansing to be able to get your metal exactly how you want it. I am merely the force that drives it forward. You are the perfectionist.
So this can grow with me and shape and change.
Yes. It will maintain a similar shape, but the effect will change over time, based upon your specifications. As he's continuing to forge these implements, these tools, he continues to ask you, now what will you be using your spirit metal for?
Bling.
Molly.
I will be using it
No.
to channel my aether and my other natural abilities. I tend to use nature and use these powers to strengthen my attacking and my strength, my fortitude.
As he's finishing up these tools, you kind of looked away from what he was forging, and you look back, and they are extremely intricate. They have like spiraling to it, and it almost looks like they're art pieces of what he's made. It's extremely elegant, but extremely precise. And it seems as the only tool he's been using is his hammer and his fist.
Like video game
Yeah.
blacksmith.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Extra sword.
Oh, perfect. There's like carvings and jewels.
It's very similar to that. Like there's all these like weird intricate carvings on it. And as he's finishing up these implements and these tools, he goes ahead and lays them out. And very much similar to Cal, there is another different receptacle for a liquid. He goes ahead and looks over. Choose. It will be 1 ingot each for each task. Wasn't it?
I will go to them and I just kind of put my hands over them and try to sense anything. See if I feel any.
Okay, go ahead and roll me
Got a vibe check, yeah.
roll me a d20. Are you physically touching them or just laying your hands over them?
Just over them.
Okay. Go ahead and add 1 to that.
14.
As you kind of have your hands over, only one really glows and gives you like a presence. And that one is like this like kind of like earthy green essence that's just kind of billowing off of it.
So this one calls to me.
Just this one.
The others seem dormant for me. I don't know why.
He picks it up. Interesting. He goes ahead and puts that one on the forge. As you see, he goes ahead and
The ingot chooses the druid.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this is the evil one. Are you okay?
So you're the bad guy.
Mhm. I need you to leave my shop.
he goes ahead and walks over to you and requests that you kneel. And he goes ahead and you're still tall, but he goes ahead and puts his hand upon your temple.
He gives a
See
step
how
forward.
I see. And he closes his eyes, and as his eyes open again, they have this divine light behind them, and your eyes open, and they have the same light.
Hmm.
And you watch these ingots; all of them have these wisps on them, this like essence around him, and you're starting to look around, and everything in this forge has essence, has wisp around it. There is a high concentration of spirit metal and spirits that reside within this area. And you're looking around, and as you kind of look towards the forge, you see that one ignited with this essence of white and red that's just flowing ever bright. And at the very top, that bridgeway, you see at the where it drops down, the same effect right there at the dropper. And you look back at the spirit metal, and all of it is like a range of these rainbow colors. A lot of them have like these colors that not one color itself is dominant. They have almost like a reflective surface to them, whereas normally they have that like that gunmetal. Now it's like this like array of rainbow colors upon them, and plenty of them have that. But there's a lot of these kind of like essences around you. You look around. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. Or perception, your choice.
Ooh, perception.
Okay.
Ooh.
That'll be a dirty 20.
As you're looking around, you notice that there's one in this pile that glows with this deep, earthy like essence to it. Almost pitch black, just darkened like tar. You just stare at it for a few seconds and you watch that wisp start to grow as you notice it, and you watch the other one slowly start to die down. And that one seems to be the one calling to you.
And I just reach my hand out, and then I just like try to summon it to me.
Are you using the force?
I'm using the force.
Yeah. You gotta use it forcefully though.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's just
And if I roll too low, it's like force choking.
Roll me a,
Forgemaster.
Yeah,
roll me a
he's like-
d20 and add 5.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, it's gonna fly to your hand.
7.
No.
Natural 2.
No, Abraham.
As you hold out your hand, you see the metal itself kind of like shake for just like a second, and you see that wisps itself like start to just kind of flow towards you slightly, but just stay at bay, not coming completely towards you.
Can I double down?
Okay, go ahead.
Try it again.
Go ahead and double down.
Use your other
Both
hand now.
hands?
Both hands, yeah.
Okay, this time your aether is now becoming volatile.
Oh.
You are channeling even more power currently. So go ahead and roll me with a
We're gonna
+6.
explode. We're gonna explode.
What was it?
7.
No!
Again?
No, I rolled a 1.
Okay. As you are channeling
Where's my
outwards like
paper?
this, you're focusing intently on it.
You should have taken the lucky feet.
Yeah.
You're focusing in very, very intently onto this, and you watch that wisps start to open up into what looks like this like claw-like formations of these 2 claws that are starting to now reach forward and start to try to grab for you before you watch this essence from you launch out towards it and grasp onto those hands, and you watch as they start to now start to move up that essence that you have pushed forward, and you watch that essence start to darken and char and start to decay away and start to absorb before Magnus goes ahead and releases his hand, and he watches, he grabs his hammer, smashes what looks like this where that beam would be, but he smashes down and finds resistance with the hammer, and you watch that essence appear to your visual eye. You've severed your connection to it, but it's still reaching for you, and you watch as this hammer smacks up against it, and it's creating this shockwave of green energy cascading from it. He's pushing it down more and more, and you see he goes ahead and grabs his fist, and that one starts to glow again with that energy as he pummels that power back into the essence, and you watch as it flows to the spirit metal, and you watch the spirit metal crack.
I don't know if that spirit metal ingot liked me. I called to it.
It liked you a little too much, but you gave it too much. Spirit metal is a channeler, but it is a hungry metal. Channel too much too early, it can corrupt you. If you channel too much in it, you can corrupt it.
And that would have been great information to know beforehand. I apologize if I caused any damage.
He goes ahead and takes the ingot, and as he like lifts up the ingot, you watch this like green sparks between like the edges that are like. He takes the 2 halves. You flow, and he starts to speak in what languages do you speak?
I speak deep speech, druidic, and Loxodon.
This is deep speech.
Ooh.
As he starts to speak in this
Sound like
this eldritch, it's like an eldritch language.
Deep South, he's like,
Well, you reckon we don't have to go on down over there, Circle K over there, you know what I'm saying?
don't bring Circle K into this.
I went here getting a speedway, you know, I got myself some PBR, you know what I'm saying? Yip.
I totally get it.
Yeah, so he starts to speak hillbilly hick, and
I am offended on behalf of my family.
goes ahead and takes the spirit metal ingot, that's been shattered, and he goes ahead and throws one across the forge into that lava fall and throws the other into the other. And you watch as they and just start to cascade down with the lava falls.
Oh, we got the cracked one?
Huh?
You got the cracked one?
He threw away the cracked one.
Oh. Sad.
He goes ahead and walks over.
Might have to pay for that.
As you see, he starts to glow with the tattoos again, holding his hand over. And as he's just holding his hand over, you watch one of the ingots from the far end of the table grasp into his hand. This will be the ingot we'll use.
It's a great choice.
Goes ahead and walks over to the forge, and you watch as he lets down 2 droplets that onto the metal. You watch as he grabs it with these tongs and brings it over to the this basin that he melts the metal in before submerging them into the lava. And much like with you, he goes ahead and asks you to kneel before the forge, and he starts to chisel in the new workings, the new runic workings across your tusks. And then you watch him start to brand into it to solidify and seal in these new runic markings. And those creations, those lines that are now like in your tusks from this aether affecting you and creating these striations, these cracks almost in your tusks. He starts to tend to those as well, and starts to burn those in before continuing over. And he gets the metal, puts it in there into the little basin next to him, and he starts to work on it very delicately, pouring in for each one of these tusks. And every single one of the runes that he pours into continues to chisel very delicately into it. The smell of burning bone and tusk fills your nostrils. It's unsightly in smell, but it is an honor through your people. As you're continuing to have this, you just kind of think to yourself how far you've come, and just how your family might feel. How are they doing, and how are they bringing about balance? You start to think about your brother, and where is he? How is he? How is any of this? Everything here is just happening so rapidly and so new to you. As he's continued to chisel away and create these new workings, these new roadways of runes that were previously there but are now given more significance with the spirit metal. And he continues to flow, and this one takes not as long as Cowl's. This one takes maybe about 30 minutes.
I will say that when he was reflecting, he would have let loose like a single tear. Just wonder.
As he let down the tear, you see Magnus. He's forging and kind of ting 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 ting. He gets the little chisel and then puts it next to your eye to collect the tear, and he puts it into the spirit metal.
Like it.
Your work is complete. As he does that, you watch as his hand glows again, both hands, as he grabs both of the tusks, and you watch as all the runes start to glow with that divine light, that warm comfort. And you watch those striations of spirit metal and those new markings of aether start to grow with the spirit metal before he releases his palms. And he gets the hammers, or gets one of his hammers, raises it up above his head. May your spirit metal guide you, and you guide it. And may I hope to never see you in my forge again. Smacks down onto your tusk, and you watch as the whole forge echoes with that divine light.
Ouch.
Doesn't hurt.
Oh, wow, surprising.
I'm pretty tough.
as he lifts the hammer up, you watch as it's just like all of your runes are now like sizzling with energy before they fade away.
You've done excellent work.
Of course I have.
Yeah, I could see why you're a master at this.
Thank you. As he goes ahead and puts the Howry back on. Starts to slowly hobble back towards the staircase. Are you coming or what?
Sure.
He starts to walk down.
Stretch a little bit.
Yep. You have to crack your back. Oh, you know, that hunch position kind of wasn't great the whole time. Your knees are going to be killing you later.
Yeah. Should have brought the knee pads.
Should have brought the knee pads. Should have brought them. Should have, could have, would have.
Bad choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you always gotta have them. Really.
That's a
right?
rookie
Yeah.
move, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, straight up.
And
Let's rewind and say that I did bring them. So.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Um,
sorry, can't metagame that.
No, not gonna wreck on that. And then you see he goes ahead and walks down the staircase once again, and you guys are screaming at each other playing cards.
I'm absolutely sure it has escalated to cards being thrown,
Oh, absolutely.
knives being thrown.
Nolan's just sitting there with her losing deck or losing hand, just like,
Yeah.
No, you have like Uno cards, and I'm like, I know you cheated.
oh, we did? I've never played this.
No, not you, Bella. Not you.
Oh,
Tanner,
you
you're still
told me to
muted.
say
Tanner,
that.
you've been muted. Tanner.
Oh, no.
I'm a professional, I swear.
Tanner, you're cheating. I know you're cheating. I just don't know
I'm
how you're
cheating.
cheating. You're
You're
cheating.
cheating.
How am
You're
I cheating? Literally, how am I cheating? Come on, Vela, back me up. Vela, come on. I'm not cheating, am I?
No, she's been cheating this whole time. This is what I warned you about.
No, you're literally the cheater. You're literally. How did you get these cards, Vela? What?
I don't know.
See, that's because you're cheating. You're giving her not real cards, and you're
You
taking all the real
perhaps.
cards. No, what?
What's this? It says draw 4.
I literally, you gave me the
Yeah.
deck though. How could I change a deck that you gave
It
me?
says draw 4, but it's like a deck of solitaire. Like,
Mhm.
It's just a deck of many things. This one says moon.
No!
Iris energy.
She would play poker with the deck of many things.
She would do a tarot reading with the deck of many things.
Absolutely.
She'd be like, your cards.
Yeah. Here you go. No, I'm not betting any more money with you, okay? We're only betting these Danishes now because you keep taking all my money by cheating.
I have never cheated.
You cheat every day of your life, and I know it.
I do not.
Yes, you
can't
do.
prove it.
I absolutely will be able to. Just you wait.
No, you
Should
can
we
try.
Insight check
There's
to
nothing
see
to
if
prove.
Lucky's cheating.
absolutely.
Okay.
Once I figure out how you're
safe
cheating,
reaction. She doesn't care, but I just want to know if she
Yeah.
was.
you just need to know. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a side bolster dynamic because I don't feel good about the way that it's insight. It's only a 17.
Lucky's not cheating.
Yeah, maybe.
Lucky's not
yeah,
cheating.
Yeah, like
He would never cheat.
You literally have a marked deck of cards. You
I
have
also
to
have
roll
a
a
plus 5 to
deception.
deception, but that's not the point.
I've watched the whole thing. He hasn't cheated. It's only you, Tara.
Cal, you're not fair.
Tara?
What? Tara?
Who?
Oh,
Cal.
Susie.
Cal, who are you
What?
talking about?
It's you, Susie. You're the one that's cheating.
Cal, you're not a fair judge.
I was watching the whole thing.
You are literally not a fair judge, though.
I am a fair judge.
No, you're not.
I have played poker my whole life.
You've been alive for like 3 months.
So,
That's
Have you
not
played
enough
poker for
time.
3
And
months?
we
Yes,
would play
I
poker
have.
together every day.
straight?
For 3 months straight? No, because I
Oh,
actually
so
do
you're
things
not a
with
good
my
judge.
life, Cal.
Reverse.
Sorry that I actually have a life.
Well, sorry that I was enslaved.
Yeah, but yeah, real sorry about that.
Good job, Susan. You upset him again.
Yeah, Lucky, it's your turn now since I.
What did I
since
walk
switched
into
over.
the sacred halls of the Union?
He's cheating in your sacred halls.
No.
Susie offended this lady.
She's a sword loser and she cheats.
I am not a sore loser, and I'm
Artemis.
not a cheater.
Are they cheating? And you guys watch in the corner of the room, unseen to you, a construct protruding and jumping out from the wall, made
Love the
of
name.
spirit metal. And you watch as it stands about 5 feet tall.
Wow.
This humanoid with human-like features. And you watch all that is there. You watch as they like these purple glows in where the eyes are, and you see it has this sheath sword across its back and a shield on its back as well. The shield itself has those purple lights all throughout the circle of it, and the pommel on the sword as well as the scabbard have that same purple glow to it. And at the very center of the chest is this small purple glow as well. And turns and looks over at Magnus and just nods. Who was cheating?
I'm still pointing at Lucky.
Lucky, Lucky, go ahead and make a deception check. A disadvantage.
It'd be funny if you pointed at Bella.
Yeah, Bella, you're pointing to yourself.
That is a 22 for deception.
Ooh, gosh dang it.
Who would you say would be the liar in this instance, Lucky?
He's pointing at me. He's saying I'm the cheater.
Yeah.
Looks at Susie.
Are you serious? It's literally him.
Told you guys.
It's literally Lucky. Guys,
And you see as Magnus just folds his arms.
I'm losing. How am I losing if I'm cheating? He's the one cheating.
Artemis, rid this chamber of Susie. And you watch the soldier nod and look towards you, and you see it just
And I go,
take the shield off. And
what?
Take out the sword, and you watch the sword across it, embedded in are these jewel-like protrusions into it.
Tanner, I'm gonna kill you in real life.
As you see the Artemis soldier gets low, pointing the sword up towards you. Ready.
Listen, I don't want to cause a commotion, but I'm literally not the one cheating. You can just ask me to leave if you really don't want me to be here.
Artemis, engage Protocol 4.
Order 666.
No, not Order 66.
You watch Artemis with the sword drawn and above nod. Throw the sword at the base of the table right where Lucky is sitting. And you watch as it slams in, there's this protective dome that appears around you, Lucky. And Artemis stands taller. And just walks over towards you.
Yeah.
You can't fool Artemis. Artemis is one of the arbiters. And continues to walk up. Now, Lucky, you will go last now because you are being a cheater.
You be nutty boy. You go very last.
Yes, I know.
You will
You
stay.
insult my family.
You will stay within this
You come
protective
into my
dome.
house. You
My house.
You will stay in this protective dome for the rest of the duration of all
My
the
daughter's
forges.
wedding day.
If you need to use the restroom, the floor is right there.
Oh, he said,
Okay.
piss your pants. You're gonna be a little piss baby.
The prophecy.
You should have immediately established the pee corner.
Yeah, you have to have a separate pee and poo corner,
Yeah.
and then your recreations, and then your...
So, goes ahead and turns to you all. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Thank you for believing in me, you know? Not many people do believe in me when I say he's the cheater. Because he's been cheating this whole time.
I just don't know what game we're playing, so I can't tell who the cheater is.
I'll be honest, I wasn't even watching.
I knew it.
Got you.
Just thinking about my wife.
Vela, how did you get these cards?
I don't
Vela,
know.
did you draw these yourself?
No. I found them near the date.
Oh, you found my price stick.
How you feeling, Doc?
I feel like I've broke some things.
Yeah, it hurts, huh?
It didn't hurt too bad, actually. But I actually broke some things.
In the shop you broke things?
In the shop,
No wonder he came out in
I had
such
a connection
mood.
to some of the spirit metal, and I think I tried to give it too much.
Why would you give it energy?
I
Did
was
you-
trying to call it to myself, and it was almost beautiful. They start to reach for each other. I could see the essence of them, and the other one just was too powerful, I guess.
When I saw mine, there was a little person standing on both, and they said, "We want you."
I did this cool thing where Magnus put his sight, connected it with mine so that I could see like he sees.
Really?
Yeah, and I saw all of the spirit metal glowing. It was-
Did you see the little people?
No.
Yeah, they were like little elves. There's actually a bunch of them, but
Oh,
the
so
big ones
quite
that stood
small,
out
actually.
that asked for me.
Cal, do you see little elves often?
Yeah, so more importantly, our conversation is we just talked about what we just went through, aside from Tara.
So in the end, he chose the metal for me and did
Oh,
this,
okay.
and I showed him
Well, both of my metals had the same element, so that was interesting. Did you have the same as well? Did you get any light?
Did I see what color the ingot that he picked out?
It had just the same dull color as normal spirit metal.
Just normal spirit metal color.
Both
Yeah.
of mine were the dark and light.
Suits you.
Thank you. Pretty cool. Are we allowed to leave? Like go outside?
Yeah.
Want to go outside?
You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside?
Let's do it.
Could use some fresh air.
Yeah, that's going to take a while though. So
And I hear the people here cheap.
yeah.
Just
Stay away from Susie.
Lucky. It's Lucky.
We all look
Lucky's
at
the
Susie.
cheater. Literally not me. I play fair and square most of the time.
But I'm the cheater.
Yeah, because you're the cheater all of the time. Yeah,
Only the
don't
time
make
you're
that
not.
shocked face. You're the cheater.
I would never.
As you're literally in timeout for cheating.
Bella's just gonna knock on the force field because she's sitting next to Lucky, just like.
It's almost like a rubbery texture to it, like.
Is it like a fish tank? Fishing!
Inside, you just hear.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, as you guys are sitting within here, Magnus goes ahead and looks to the rest of you all. Well, who wishes to be the next? Basically looks at Susie and Vela.
I mean, you did point to me first, so I guess I'll go first. Yeah. Yeah, me, I'll go.
Good. Continues to walk with you. And as he's walking with you, the halls themselves, they feel eerily dark. Almost as if like there is like this perpetual shadow just kind of surrounding.
Is it like shrinking like Willy Wonka? Are
Feels
we
almost
in
like
Willy
it.
Wonka walls again?
Feels kind of like it.
I knew it. The Underdark is one giant Wonka factory.
Yes. You figured it out.
I cracked the code.
Oh,
Okay.
it was just chocolate.
Yeah.
The chocolate harass.
That's the alternate form. Susie, roll a d20.
No! Chocolate terrace. Quick, eat it before it
No,
destroys
I'm taking
the
cocoa
city.
damage.
Yeah.
I'm allergic.
Oh gosh. That sounds like a Brendan Lee Mulligan campaign.
That's gonna be next campaign.
Whoa, I want to know. Oh.
So, as you are now walking with him, the air is getting warmer and warmer as you're now presented with the enormous staircase, and you see the lava falls on either side as you start to crest up into this ancient forge. And Gazanian grabs a spirit metal ingot, very same fashion, starts the forge technique, reignites the forge. So tell me, Susie, what ideas do you have for spirit metal?
Well, when I kind of tapped into my aether, I got this, and I pull out the feather. This was, I keep seeing like feathers and birds, and then this was like a physical manifestation of it. So I was thinking maybe like some kind of like bird whistle, so I can call the spirit to me.
You want a channeling device to call the spirit to you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never had that before.
First for everything, you know.
How are you wanting it to work? What are your allegiances? Tell me about yourself.
Well, that's a lot of questions, man. This feather seems to be quite similar to a raven feather, and being Shatterkai, Raven Queen, So I'm thinking some sort of like, maybe like a raven or a skull on it would be kind of neat, like a pendant whistle, like a, and I call a bird.
Sure, I can manage that.
Yeah.
It'll be a little more fine-tuning work. You will help me with it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I should probably also tell you, I'm dark in fire too, by the way. I don't know if that's important to this process.
You could probably see it.
It will be.
Okay. I mean, I just didn't know if that was information you needed up front, or if you can like read my aura like Mama J could.
I can't.
Okay.
Who's Mama J?
I assumed people knew each other down here.
She
My
knows you.
apologies.
Make an insight check.
Dang.
Yeah, because they like hang out.
7?
Yeah. Oh no, because she did mention him. She mentioned
Yeah,
you.
because they're like friends with benefits.
Yeah.
They get around.
Yeah.
Mama J has a secret teleportation circle.
Yeah, it's in the back. Yeah, I got a 7 for my insight. Yeah, she had mentioned you. We met her earlier.
So about this whistle.
Okay, wow. Doesn't want to.
He goes ahead and starts to forge using the spirit metal ingot and creates these extremely fine tools. And a lot of them look like woodworking tools. The spirit metal ingot itself, as he now presents it, your whistle, you will have extra materials. What do you want extra?
What do you mean?
The ingot will be able to provide the whistle, the chain that the whistle will be upon, as well as something else very small. There will be extra metal.
Oh, I didn't think there was gonna be leftovers. What would you recommend?
I can forge a casing around that feather if you'd like.
Sure, if you think that would be helpful.
Could be another use.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really done anything with this feather. Just
What do you use for a weapon?
I have a bow, mostly.
Show it to me.
Cannon.
It's a blood bow. It was on my ring the whole time.
As you
Here we go.
as you put out your hand, you watch the ring just.
Yeah. I got this. Pretty rad, huh?
Oh, yeah, I see. You don't.
I would prefer if I held onto it. You can look at it.
Very well. Okay. He goes ahead and walks up to it and just kind of is inspecting it. He just narrowing his eyes towards it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I have a regular bow on my back too.
Yeah.
You could have seen.
Well, actually, you would have I think you would have left most of your gear in your room.
Oh, we did
Mm-hmm.
have
Maybe
rooms,
more
yes.
armor.
Yeah, I was totally here for everything that happened.
Yep.
So, yeah.
As he is now just kind of inspecting everything. I can make you a single arrow of spirit metal instead of the feather.
That'd be also pretty cool, but I don't always get my arrows back.
Yeah, it's just true. It's up to you.
Or just a toaster.
That would be cool if I didn't already have like a crazy bow. Yeah. Yeah, let's do the feather, because I don't want to risk breaking an arrow, that you worked so hard to craft. And, it'll get lost in a
My
lake
arrow will
somewhere.
not break.
Well, okay, it might not break, but, I'm going to lose it. Probably in some guy's head.
Very well.
Yeah. Then it'll be covered in blood, and then I got a lot of cleaning to do,
Right. He goes ahead and walks over to the forge, grabs your feather, puts it down, and as he's now starting to use all of these tools and start to do these forging, he goes ahead and hands you some tools.
Sick.
You will do as I direct.
Alright.
Based upon your work will determine how good of a work it will be.
Cool.
He goes ahead and takes his hammer and he it's the chisels on the spirit metal and just hits it, and he watches it ripples. And you watch it kind of change a little shape, and only a portion of it just kind of slips off to the side, seemingly for the coating. And watch the rest of it as he's now starting to slam into that with his hammer. Every impact, you watch the tattoos that are all across him, they start to shift and change a little bit, and you start to see those crescent moon shapes are now switching back into the other place. As he's very, very delicately and fine-tuned making this, he keeps asking you for new inspiration, new different techniques, and he's kind of having you do very, very fine work into it. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
Don't roll a 1.
I'm pretty decent at these. Oh, 24. Let's go.
24.
24.
As he is kind of fine-tuning it, you're watching it because you're so focused in on the extremely fine details that he's telling you to go for, that you don't see the whole picture. Even though the whistle itself is maybe about that big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seems as though the chain he's making himself, but he's directing you for the whistle.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the chain, and it looks like these different these black interlocking rings that each of them have these little spike formations onto them, that just kind of creates this prayer wreath that looks corrupted almost. And as he goes ahead and connects the chains together and links them, he puts the whistle through it as well. And he goes ahead and holds the hammer up and slams into it, creating that shock wave. And you watch that divine energy start to pulse and start to channel around it. And he hands the hammer over to you. Hold it above your head. Channel your purpose and your aether within it. And slam down upon it.
Okay. She's gonna take a moment. She's gonna hold it, be like, Man, this makes Tara miss Bone Shop so
Yep.
bad in real life.
I could tell.
Guys.
Go
I'm
ahead
crying.
and roll me a d20.
Yeah.
And
Bless you.
you. Go ahead and roll me a +5 to this.
Ooh. 10.
You guys are rolling great.
Yeah.
You smash into it and you hit it on kind of like the side and it like flies off the forge before he catches it.
Oh.
Puts it down again. Focus.
I thought I was.
Keep it square on.
Okay. This is sorry. Your hammer is.
Hold it with one hand.
one hand. See, that's my problem. Okay.
Okay, roll a d20 again. Your aether is now starting to flourish and become a little unstable. So roll me a d20 again +6.
+6. Oh, okay. 24.
As you slam into it, this shockwave happens out from it, and it kind of pushes you back a little bit. And you watch as you hit it, darkened flames cascade from it. He kind of like shields himself from the light, or lack thereof, and kind of
Yeah,
looks
he's
back
like-
at it.
Oh, it's dark. It's
Yeah.
dark.
Dark.
Yeah.
Burning my eyes. I don't have dark vision.
I have dark vision.
And as he just continues to look at it, I believe this is a completed work.
Really? You think so?
I believe so.
Okay. Awesome.
He goes ahead and takes it and now starts to like look at the intricacy of it, and you watch it looks like it's made of all of that gunmetal look still, but it's about like this big, and it's the skull of a raven,
Yeah.
and it's the back of it has this little mouthpiece that you blow into it, and it squawks out from where the mouth is.
Beautiful. I love it. So hardcore. Wonderful.
You have your spirit metal creation.
Did he also do the feather too, or is he now working on that?
And now he's working on the
Okay.
feather. And that one is more of a solo work, it seems.
Yeah.
That one he's doing pretty quickly. That one takes him like maybe about like 15 minutes.
Yeah. So I do just kind of, I'm just kind of like looking around and I'm like, I hate to bother you too much, but I am curious. Your tattoos, are those magical or aether or
They're spirit metal.
spirit metal tattoos? Cool. Didn't realize you could do that.
It is a very versatile metal. It can
Oh, yeah,
take
you weren't
on
here.
many different forms and shapes.
What do you mean I was totally here? What do you... Mhm. So they enhance your forging or
That is the purpose behind them.
sick?
My life is dedicated to this forge.
It's pretty awesome.
The forge itself, the anvil and everything around here is merely a place for me to forge. It is not where the actual art comes from. That can be built anywhere. It is the knowledge that I and my forefathers bring.
It's pretty cool actually.
He's just kind of looking around at the forge. It is my home.
Did you build this whole place?
This place, yes. This cavern I stumbled upon and created the forge in here.
It looks really nice. You did a great job.
I appreciate it. It was done, gosh, I made this about 300 years ago.
You really kept up on the dusting. I gotta.
Can't really have dust if all of it burns out.
That is great point. Great point.
No HOA fees either.
Yeah.
And he turns around and he holds the whistle out towards you, kind of like
Feather.
no, the whistle too.
Okay.
And he's like about to like put it over you like a wreath.
I probably like flinch a little bit, like, hey man, like.
He's shorter than you, so
I mean, I'm still though on edge all the time.
kneel before me.
Excuse me?
Kneel before me.
For real? Like I can take that.
He's not moving.
Okay, fine. All right, whatever.
You end up kneeling, and he goes ahead and puts it over your head. And as he puts it over your head, you hear it just kind of like hum almost. like the spear metal itself. Where are you developing your aether markings?
Beats me, man. I don't know, like my arm or something.
Alright. He goes ahead and his hand glows as he touches the side of your arm, and it feels very warm and very comforting. And you feel like that striation kind of grow a little bit. You kind of look back towards him, and as you look back towards him, his other hand is on the pendant. And you, as it kind of like flows into that like divine light, you see that light that's cascaded into him and kind of into it turns dark. And at the very core of like where the eye sockets of this whistle is, you see this black and purple flame just like before fading away. If he's done, let's go eat. It starts to like hobble down again.
I would say for fun times, the feather is now in her hair. Aesthetic.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
It's braided in.
Yes.
We got this.
That's what I wanted.
There's regrettably some strands of pink.
2010 Pick Me Girl vibes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Shoot, those stupid little.
Brogan had one of those in her hair.
I had one of those.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Of course I did, yeah. Mine was bright green. Everyone in the comments, tag yourself. What feather did you have in your hair in 2010?
Brogan's was like white. It had to be in more natural color because Sundale School's dress code.
That sucks. Rip.
Yeah.
So, as you are now starting to descend down, Dawn and Cal, you left, correct?
Yeah.
Where are you guys headed?
He said there's a place to do duels. Are those open?
He didn't direct you where.
Okay.
He just kind of left.
Well, we kind of just left. So, well, I wanted to try if I could do anything with my antlers yet. I wanted to bring them with me so he could do the same.
That way you guys can have tusk and antler fights.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Ram's just like.
We should.
Alright.
Yeah. So we're outside.
Okay. What are you doing?
What can you do now? Well, what was your idea?
I don't know. I told him that I wanted to be able to channel my ether through the tusks and to be strengthened by them. But I
Are
don't
there
know
any
how it
rocks on the
works.
floor?
You're in a cave.
So there's rocks on the
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I give him a rock. What can you do with this?
And I will focus on it and try to make it into a little elf, like he described seeing elves, little tiny elves.
You're trying to find the elves.
Go ahead and roll me a d20 at a disadvantage.
Eight.
No shape.
I thought you were doing like decay stuff.
Well,
You're not doing that anymore?
doing decay stuff, but also being able to
We'll do that with this rock.
rock with this. So I'll try to decay the rock into, dissolve it into nothing, to dust.
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
9.
It doesn't turn to dust, but you do watch as you channel into it, bits of it just kind of like, come apart from it. And you watch them just flow towards your tusks before, and like kind of like rotate before just falling back to the ground. Just small little pebbles from it, minuscule fragments.
What do you think that means?
This is pretty cool. I don't even know why the sun goes around us.
No, it doesn't. We're in a cave.
It still goes around us.
So what can you do?
Well, I take the rock from him, and I'm gonna focus on the rock, and I'm gonna hold the rock in both my hands, and I'm gonna try to channel my energy. I'm gonna close my eyes, and I'm just gonna think of like rushing water.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
You have to pee, but that's it.
They don't work yet, so I can't use it yet.
Your antlers are not working.
I have to practice more, I guess.
Maybe you picked the wrong metal.
Maybe I need spirit metal.
She's going to the bathroom. So, as you guys are now kind of in there, it would be Vela would be the next one. Miss DoorDash. Everybody say Vela on 3.
No, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
I think it'll work.
No, it's not gonna
It'll
work.
work.
It's
It'll
not
work.
gonna work.
It'll
It
work.
it wasn't going to
It'll
work.
work. 3, 2,
No,
1.
no,
Vela!
no!
Hi, Vela.
See,
Hey, Bella.
it worked because she had her headphones
Hi.
on.
It's your turn.
Ah,
As you watch,
but what if it wasn't?
it is your turn because Lucky cheated.
Yeah, Lucky's in timeout, so it has to be your turn now.
You can't cheat if you don't know the rules to the game.
Well, whose fault is that for not learning the rules?
It's your fault for going along whenever I said I won the hand.
You know, we don't need to point fingers right now.
I think we
You
do.
know?
We did.
Look, I thought you were playing a weird, different version of poker.
They were. You're playing Uno.
Yeah, Uno poker, the classic game.
Unoker.
Yeah. Unokio.
That's it too.
Hokuna.
Hakuna Batudu.
Hokuna. I'm not sorry.
So, as you guys are now, you go back with your whistle with Magnus. Vela, you look over and you see Susie. Now, braided into her hair is this metal raven's feather, and a whistle dangling from her neck now, in the form of a raven's skull.
Respect the drip, Vela.
That's so pretty. It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. It came out really well, you know?
Yeah, it really looks great.
Thank you. That forge back there is sick. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of lava since I almost fell into it twice.
You know, that's an understandable fear now, but
I
there's
fall into
really
lava
not that much.
almost on the daily. I understand the fear. You get over it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, really quickly. It's like there's no fear at all. Oh wait, I didn't have a fear going in. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
We swear. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. This is
Just
fine.
gonna slowly stand up to go.
Okay. You stand up and you're just like, okay, and you start to now walk with him, and he's just continuing to walk. This is after 30 minutes, of course.
Of course.
And now you are walking down this very large hallway. And in this hallway, you see what looks like these, like, hall of mirrors almost in the distance. Like, in separate hallways that just veer off, you see just like halls of mirrors that just continue on to infinity as you walk past them.
Very Willy Wonka, just bringing it back. I think I might be correct.
So, as you walk out into this large cave opening, the heat immediately hits you. It's biting, it's dry. But there's an enormous staircase before you. This black stone. As he continues to hobble up on the staircase. You walk shortly behind him. And you see the same forge that I have described about 5 other times.
Yeah. Are you sure it's not different this
Can
time?
you go one more time? Okay.
She wasn't listening the other 5 times. You gotta do it again.
The forge is an enormous diamond circle upon this plateau with these 2 lava falls that cascade over each side. The staircase ascending between these 2 flows of lava. There is a single chute of lava that continues over and directly into a dripper that drips directly onto the forge, which is a giant anvil. The spirit metal, he has a collection off to the side as well as a workbench nearby. Chains and all kinds of implements and tools dangle from these chains. Some of them unfamiliar to you. Some of them gnarled and twisted, some of them bladed and almost like torture implements.
What is this guy into?
As he goes ahead and walks up, goes ahead and grabs an ingot and just opens the lever. The little droplet hits it. So tell me, what do you want?
I don't know.
What is your purpose, your intention with spirit metal? Why are you seeking my forge?
I just want to be able to control the aether so that I don't have to use it.
Do you wish to use a weapon?
No.
What about adorning, ornamental?
I don't know. I don't know how my aether manifests.
Goes ahead and walks up to you. I see the light that I can cascade forward off of me is merely reflecting right back at me. I think that your manifestation is showing of reflections. Your elements are clearly water and light. But it seems as though you have an affinity for reflecting the ether back.
Oh. Cool. I don't.
How do you feel about the mirrors?
I really don't like them. I'm not a fan.
Are you not
I saw some.
If a mirror looks directly at you, do you hate it, or do you only hate it if it exists in your presence?
What? What?
If a mirror exists in your presence, do you hate it just because it exists, or do you hate it for what you will see within it?
I don't like it being there because things have come out of mirrors and taken me into them.
Interesting. You say you want to control your aether and your powers.
Yes.
I believe if you control this, you will be able to control that.
Okay.
Spirit metal is very versatile. It takes on the form, the shape, and the effect that you want. If you want this mirror to be able to seal away things, to be able to reflect, rather than have things escape from it, then that is what its purpose will be.
Okay.
Let's do something about the horns, though. I don't like the way they look so barren.
Oh no. Whoa.
We will add.
Hey, you can't just
They're
talk
like
about a girl's
branches,
hormones
though. Are
like
they
that.
gonna like catch on fire?
Oh, they will not
Like how
catch on
hideous
fire.
they are.
You will be fine.
They look disgusting. That'd be fixing.
We gotta do something.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes ahead and continues to kind of like draw up this like diagram almost, and kind of like getting the shape of your face and like drawing it out before kind of like nodding and confirming, "You will help me with this." And in very much the same exact forge process, he continues to make new implements, but instead, in some of these implements, you see he makes an oval shape disc. You see he goes ahead and starts to forge in these small little like almost like fixtures, these like rings that would attach to it, to something else. He goes ahead and now uses that as the core for this implementation. Is there any specific jewelry you would like out of spirit metal? There will be plenty of metal left over.
Oh, well, I have this necklace that, if it was augmented in any way, that would be very helpful.
Give it to me.
Oh. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna take it off and be like, okay.
He takes it.
There might be a very bad lady here soon.
If there is, I will smite her away.
Would you?
Say again.
No, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Goes ahead and puts it down, the pendant, just kind of examines it on his workbench. Starts to drop another diagram for another piece of jewelry. Before going ahead and handing it back to you, the original. You will help me with this. And he starts to forge, and you help with him. Go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check.
Alright, do I have to pick ingots or anything?
This is for the initial process.
Sleight of hand. I'm good at this. Sleight of hand. 25.
25. You get to very fine, intricate workings into it, and you notice that oval shape has a very reflective sheen to it. And as you're kind of working on it, you look up and you just notice your eye is reflecting into it. And you kind of look away from it, you back up from it as you kind of like go back into the details on the other side of it. And as you finish up that initial forge process, he goes ahead and presents his hand forward. Now you must choose your Aether Spirit Metal.
Is any one of them or?
Whatever you feel is the best.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go over there and try to pick up vibes from them.
How are you doing that?
I'm just gonna try to see which ones I connect with. I trying to vibe with the.
Vibe check. Come on,
Can I
roll
make
your
like an
dice.
insight check on myself
Sure.
to see if that does something? Oh, that's good. Okay. 25. Again.
As you look within yourself, go ahead and roll me a d20. Go ahead and roll me a +5 with that as well.
15.
As you're now focusing in on this and you're just kind of like thinking in on your past, your experiences, everything that has kind of happened to you, you're just kind of pondering it for a while as you're starting to look and look, and without realizing it, you look over and you see what looks like on one of the ingots there is just this small formation of a star and a moon. Just like a wisped essence to it. Not actually pressed into the ingot itself. But you just saw it for a brief moment before it just vanished.
Because I'm not supposed to touch the ingots, right?
Yes.
So I'll point to that one. Oh. Be like, I think that one?
Good. He picks it up and walks over to the forge. Starts the same formation. As he's forging it, you can't help but think about the effects of Endolin and just everything about it. About how you need this rosary, this omen of misfortune to her. As you continue to forge and forge and crash onto this. It's harrowing. It's scary. And everything darkens. As you're sitting there watching him do this initial forge, every time he hits the anvil, it just sparks and creates the echoing metallic sound that echoes throughout this cavern. And you're just kind of sitting there and just listening. This echo. Something in here just feels different. Exactly.
Yes, you.
Exactly.
Very different. Bless you.
And you're just thinking on it. What are you forging? You see Magnus has vanished. And you see, looking over the forge, you see the one who has been meeting with you of the 22. Kind of looks over it. So what you forging?
Are you?
I'm sorry?
Who are you? What?
You may call me Cecil.
These? No, it's just.
No, say that to him. Come on, Bella. Don't be a coward.
She's too much of a pushover.
No! Be mean, Abby!
Am I in her character arc yet?
He kind of just smiles and... Now, Vela, correct?
No.
Okay, fine then. Are you still, gonna be meeting me up in Thasia?
No.
That old crone you talked to, the one who offered you information, she only knows a small amount of what our... Really, I don't even know what the true goal of this is, but knows of us. Her information on us is outdated at best.
I want to know about you guys.
Well, you can't run away from what you don't know.
I sure can try.
You know, I actually looked into the Feywild a little bit, and the Fey courts, and a little bit about your whole predicament. You know, throughout folklore, at least from what I could uncover, Endlin is a very ancient infernal spirit. Something that exists, and has existed for, gosh, hundreds, if not thousands of years. Something that is so malevolent and just ancient. And yet she chose to follow on you. Now why do you think that is? Because I have no clue. I think it's very interesting that a deity of her renown, to the Fey people, she is a deity. But of her renown, how she is able to find your father, Rayleigh, and just focus in only on his future, his omen, and found you. That is what's interesting to me. And I'm sorry you're cursed because of Endlin and her actions, and she wants you for whatever reason. But I think that's something good to dwell on, of why someone so ancient as her would want you specifically.
It's not me, it's despite my father. I'm not.
Are you 100% certain of that?
Yes.
You know, in the 22...
And how do you know?
I'm sorry?
How do you know all of this? How... about me?
Well, I know your parents.
How?
The Ashboroughs and I go way back. Back when they were still adventuring together as a little band of thieves, or really adventurers. And bitter end. And Rayleigh decided to abandon it all. Brooke shortly followed him. And then shortly after you were born. Don't think of me as family. I'm far from any of that attachment.
Yeah, I don't. I won't.
But your father and mother are not my enemy. Neither are you. I would say calling us allies would be a bit forced. More of forced acquaintances and forced allies. But I don't have ill intentions for you, Bella. Not you. Maybe other members of the 22, but not you.
I don't even know what that is. I want to be a part of it.
Look at the brandings on your wrists. That's the start of it.
I don't want it. Just take it. I
want it gone too. And he goes ahead and just pulls back his sleeve, and you see on his wrist, it looks like there's a... on his wrist, there is a symbol of like a jester's crown, like a court jester, of the three, the hat that kind of like curves off into these three arcs.
Oh, he has a silly little fell hat. Ding, ding, ding.
Silly little guy.
He's just a silly little guy.
And he has this. This developed on me a long time ago. And I've yet to figure out a way to have it vanish. It is a curse that I have to bear. And apparently, it's starting to manifest on you as well. I wish there was someone here to explain it to me, as I'm trying to do for you. Because these are confusing times and very, very dangerous times to be alone.
You are so cryptic that you're not even explaining anything.
If I give you, through this link, the others can potentially listen in on.
Oh, wonderful. I don't want to be a part of this.
I wish I could say there was a way out. Yeah. But if you meet with me in Vasya, you've seen my face. I know you can communicate via long distances through spells. Communicate through me, to me, and I could give you more information through there. But through these waves, I can't give much more. My only job throughout this is to be your welcoming party to the 22. It is what it is. I can't change it. These forces are beyond even me. Beyond what I even perceive or know. Your curse will manifest. And once it fully manifests, there is no more going back.
Can someone be double cursed? Is that even a thing?
Double cursed? Oh, the Endlin thing. Yeah, that can happen.
Oh, but what the heck? But sorry, there's so much noise happening here.
Your curse from Endlin is contractually obligated curse. From what you have. That is a curse upon your Aether.
Can you at least tell me what the 22 is?
A group that is forced to be together through an unseen force.
That's our party.
Yep.
Except for we're round.
Okay.
Sounds like a good way to make friends.
Well,
Unfortunately, throughout this communication, I am not able to say any names, but there is one of the 22 not far from you. They will be in hiding away their intentions from you.
they're just stalking me? What?
Maybe not necessarily you, but maybe you've stumbled
Okay.
upon them. All I
What?
know is one of them is nearby you.
I'm so tired of this already.
Susie's sister.
What? Wait. I just wondered if you said
Communications might become a little more hectic,
No.
but soon you may start seeing not only just me. If you plan on going whimsical again, tell your parents Cecil says hello. And then
Oh, I will.
fades away. And as he fades away, you just hear "Turn! Turn!" as Magnus continues to forge.
I'll just say it to the necklace real quick. It happened again. So
How are you holding up?
I don't think I am.
You got this. I believe in you.
Right. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go help with this.
You got it.
So, as you are now helping him continue his forging process, it's weird. There's that lull kind of hanging over you, that conversation. That's weird. And as you are now starting to forge this pendant, you see the symbology of the solar eclipse behind it, and this one, it looks even more elegant and divine in its creation, and it is this sun-like formation with the moons starting to cascade off of it into this eclipse-like effect. And you see the sun itself has this these 6 rays that emanate off of it, directly from it, and then there's another 6 that kind of are in between those, that kind of are rays that cascade off of it even further. And it's beautiful. And as he starts to forge the rest of your head ornaments, it's peculiar. There's a sense of deep connection to not only the ornaments, but the pendant itself. As you're just kind of staring at it for a while, you're forging, you're helping him forge. The works are complete. You see he goes ahead and holds his hammer up, slams down onto it, creating this cascading before he hands the hammer to you. Take the hammer, imbue it with your aether and your will for the forge to be complete. Hold it above your head, say your vow, and slam upon your creation.
And then I'll say the vow. Huh? She's so weak. She has an 8 strength, but we'll do our best.
You go ahead and slam down onto it. Go ahead and roll me a d20 and add 5 to this.
7.
7. You end up hitting it and it kind of flies off. It like, you hit it and it like sparks onto the anvil rather than the pieces themselves.
Oh.
He goes ahead and grabs your hand that's holding the hammer and just looks at you. Focus. Try again.
He says, roll better.
Roll better. Your dice, throw them out.
Your aether is becoming volatile. Go ahead and roll again with the +6.
Roll a 1.
No.
No.
We could be twins.
Okay, there we go. 23.
Woo!
You slam down and it creates this shock wave of what looks like these fractals of light and reflections that shatter out like a mirror before reforging again over this anvil. And you see the pieces before you. Let me adorn these on you.
Okay.
Please kneel.
Okay.
Takes the pendant and puts it around your neck. And as he puts it around your neck, it feels warm, a little comforting. He takes the other one, the little adornings, and it like connects to your wreath that goes in front, and it like connects to with like these little dangling spirit metal chains that dangle from the branches. And you watch in the center of it, it is this mirror-like formation in this kind of like oval shape that rests right above your forehead, and it's connected with the chains to the rest of this chain formation. And he goes ahead and takes his hand and puts it upon where your forehead is, and the other upon where the pendant is. He closes his eyes and focuses into it. You feel this warmth, this essence of something being completed within you. You feel a sense of calm. You just smile and kind of exhale. Where are your markings?
They're on the hexblood runic, like, tattoos on her arms.
He goes ahead and takes both of his hands and puts his hands upon those markings of aether and focuses in, and the same warmth that you felt flows into you again, and you see those striations start to grow. But one thing that changes as you are kind of like accepting this, you look down at your wrist and there's the star formation. But on the moon formation, you look at the very center of it and you look as though there is, it looks like there was originally a sun tattoo of the same look with a moon that just covered part of the sun in a crescent. And that sun has now started to appear in the tattoo as well. Of just a singular moon and a singular sun. As it solidifies in. Well then, I say you're done. I'm going to take a long break.
You.
Goes ahead and starts to like hobble down the stairs.
Oh, Mama J says hi, by the way.
I bet she does.
Oh.
Yes, she spoke very highly of you.
Oh, I'll have to come visit me again.
Okay, I will.
Starts to like hobble back down some more.
Get it, Mama J.
Bella the matchmaker.
As he walks in, as you
Wow,
guys walk back into
pretended
the
not
chamber.
to know her when I said her name.
As you walk back into the chamber, you see Lucky is still in the force field. Artemis is still standing above him and just looking at him.
I've probably been like flicking cards at you.
That's the noise it makes every time.
Yeah, every time I'm hitting the force field.
Good.
Good content, guys.
And Artemis is just still staring. This spirit metal statue.
I'm just sitting there.
Vela, on your way back, the Hall of Mirrors is no longer there.
That's
Oh,
nice.
good.
You said she had like lights on her shield.
Mhm.
I'm curious. Are the lights in constellation? You know, maybe like Orion. Does Greek mythology exist here? I mean, you named her Artemis, so
Eros
there's
is
something.
a
I mean, I'm just curious. It's probably in the constellation of Orion.
It is not.
Is it in the shape of a constellation?
Nope. It's in the shape of a circle. It's in the
You
shape of a circle.
are very basic.
I know.
Can't believe you wouldn't do
He
this.
came up with them on the spot. So,
Basic.
Did he though?
so
Did he?
it's pretty good.
I mean, it would have been better if it was Orion, but you know.
Oh, Orion.
Ozone.
Ow!
So, as you get back, you look over at Vela and she has this adorning now upon her. And you have 2 pendants on right now.
Actually, I'm holding the old one.
Okay.
You're really dependent.
Hey.
She's just like, she's got the 2 pendants on. She's like, drip.
Drip, yeah. Oh, we both got the drip. Woo!
No,
Alright.
she's holding the other one because she has plans.
Oh.
He goes ahead and
Oh,
walks.
not that weird.
You see Magnus walks up to you, Lucky, in the force field. I am going to take an hour lunch. And just starts to walk up the staircase.
Man, he seems to really not like cheaters.
Again, if you know you knew the game we were playing apparently, and you still, whenever I said it's my hand, you still said yes.
Listen, I thought we were doing some weird, like, changeling poker that you grew up with.
Changeling, but I was a slave.
Are you telling me you didn't play poker as a slave? I think that would be number 1. This is like number 1 game we do in the military. Like,
No, you think I had cards the whole time? No.
Free.
well, man, I'm sorry. I can't change your past. I can't make up for the fact that you didn't learn how to play poker. I don't know what to tell you.
Military privilege.
No.
And with that, we're going to take a break. We'll catch you guys here in just a little bit. Stay tuned. Thank you, Aaron, so much for editing.
Aaron, we love you for editing. Thank
we
you.
do love you for
Really
editing.
appreciate it.
Welcome back to Dungeons and Shenanigans. A lot of shenanigans happened, and sadly, not a lot of dungeons, but Abram, can you build a new dungeon for us?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. In your basement or another like room?
We'll have to build the basement.
Okay, we'll build a basement.
Yeah, so we have to build the basement first, and then we'll have the dungeon.
Okay, we'll build the dungeon in the basement or adjacent to the basement.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two
Okay.
We'll have a secret
Okay.
dungeon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which one will be red?
Neither.
Dang it. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Where
I
are
mean,
my ideas?
if someone dies in there, there will be some red, but
Right.
There will be red.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll just see what happens.
Take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking it 1 week at a time, an hour has passed for the lunch break. You guys have had Some really nice food up at the dining hall. Lucky,
Without Lucky, yeah.
you're down there still with Artemis staring at you.
Yeah, freaking out a little bit because the necklace fella gave me is gone now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't know where it is. Probably dropped it somewhere. Don't know where.
Don't know where. And you can't look because you're trapped.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I had it a little bit ago. I was able to talk to it, but it's gone now. So, don't know when I lost it, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit later, you see Magnus walking down the stairs with like a little like piece of like bone just like in his teeth, just like chicken bone. Oh, you're still down here. Throws the chicken bone at the force field and it's like. He throws the chicken bone at the force field and thank you.
If I'm still here.
Good. I do have energy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be fine. This wasn't really anything new.
He walks over to the sword and just picks it up, and then the field fades around you, and then he sheaths it into this. Or no, he would really just hand it to Artemis because Artemis is taller than him. Artemis takes the sword and just sheaths it, puts the buckler back on her back, and just turns her body, but keeps her head on you before her head rights itself, and she jumps into this like little hole that's in the wall.
Wonderful.
And as she jumps into it, you see she like turns around, and you just see the eyes, the glowing purple eyes, staring back at you in the darkness, and they just fade. Artemis is not my only one. Let's go forge.
That was definitely a threat, Lucky.
That was 100% a threat.
That was definitely 100% a threat.
50% of 100% of a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Moses is supposed to suppose the roses.
But Moses supposes erroneously.
Yeah, let's go forge.
So as you're walking, you're walking, and there's these adjacent hallways, and in one of the hallways, you just kind of look off to the side. You see this wispy essence that looks almost like a Kira. You like blink and look back, and gone.
I would definitely pause and just stare for a few seconds to see if it comes back.
Nope.
And then if nothing does it, I just keep going.
All right. You keep going. And as you keep traveling through here, you do see that there is the very large cavern with the staircase that ascends to this top dais area where the two lava falls are falling. The forge at the very precipice of this all. So, you end up walking to the top of it, and Magnus goes ahead and takes off the Howery over his shoulders and immediately starts to enact the forge and start it up. As the forge is now continuing to ignite, he goes ahead and takes the ingot once again, puts it on the anvil, and looks over to you. Now, Lucky, what are you wanting to make for your spirit metal, eh?
There's so many ideas, but I narrowed it kind of down to two.
Narrowed it down to two options. What are these
I
ideas?
I don't use weapons. I don't know how.
Clearly.
So I end up just punching things a lot and doing things like that. And I remember a long time ago seeing people who would have like they'd wrap their hands to help them. So when they were punching stuff, their hands didn't get as destroyed doing it.
Are you wanting to make wraps, or are you wanting to make metal that is hard enough to affect your punches and make them stronger?
I wraps is really what think I'm looking for. I don't think I need more oomph. I pack a lot of oomph myself, but
Binding spirit metal to fabric is no easy task, but it is doable.
let me present the second option then and see which one you think would be best for the two. Because I know you mentioned spirit metal could be done as a tattoo,
This is the truth.
and Lucky will kind of take kind of off his side this little wooden totem he has that has both the carving of a bear supported on the antlers of an elk. And I really want to be able to use some of the spirit metal in my aether to kind of shield the weak and fight back for them. And would be interested if there'd be a way to like do it kind of like I guess a little bit of a tattoo like this totem of a bear head with the antlers coming off of it instead of being supported by it.
You will make your own crest.
I guess, yeah.
This is the start of your own journey. I think a new crest would help make you feel as though you are beginning anew. The king has told me a little bit about you all, especially you. You come from not very great beginnings.
Yeah, you could say that.
And as a result, I think starting anew with your own new family crest will help.
And
What do you think, Lucky?
yeah.
Very well. We will work on it. Let us work on my workbench first and see if we can find a perfect pattern. So he begins to lay down graph paper, and you guys start to create this crest. Go ahead and describe this crest to me.
So it would be kind of a little bit on the large side, but it would be like the head of a bear, like sneering, it with just teeth fully bared, and then with like the elk horns coming off the top of the bear's head, like it's ready to both strike with its teeth or block something with its antlers to protect someone.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. And where are you wanting this?
Depending how big we can do it, probably the back makes the most sense.
Yeah.
The lower
The lower
back?
back?
Yeah, lower back. Little
Again, depends how big it
tramp
is.
stamp area, yeah.
Yeah.
Totem tramp stamp?
Totem stamp?
Totem stamp.
Little TS over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else is it good for? You know, it's like.
Yeah, gotta bring back the low-rise jeans. You'll be set. You'll be set.
Lucky would rock a low-rise jean.
Yeah.
With a little tramp stamp.
Yeah, with a crop top.
Little
yeah.
whale tail. Spirit metal whale tail. Cannon.
Cannon! No, you can't say something like that and then cannon. No, I won't allow that.
You actually saw one up on the wall out in the.
Yeah, you know.
This is canon.
No.
I like this.
I know.
So, he ends up kind of working on it a little bit and like adds this like wreath-like effect with the antlers kind of like cresting down around it into like this wreath of antlers that continues to go into like this like circle that doesn't fully connect but almost intertwines with the antlers with the bare face at the front. So he goes ahead and gets to work, starts to melt down the metal, and you look as though he starts to purify it even more, like the implements and the tools that he's going to be using and he's creating. He says, "Why, here you have an offering of spirit metal for me."
I do, and I will pull out the rough cut ruby that I was given.
The rough cut ruby?
Yeah.
I'm confused. The rough cut ruby, is that what you're calling the dagger?
I did not realize you were talking about the dagger. I was also given a ruby by the sage to go in the spear metal weapon.
That's
Or
true.
the spear metal weapon.
Yep, that's true.
A long time ago.
So I would pull that one out first because that's what I think we'd be talking about. But
Those
if he mentions the dagger, I'd pull the dagger out.
This
as
can
well.
be set in. He puts that one on the anvil next to the other ones. And what about the dagger?
Oh, yeah, that's what you were talking about. And I pull out the dagger.
He takes
Set
it,
it up.
and as he takes it and brings it near the forge, you watch the blade itself ignite in flames. Like ashen flames. Nothing like major, but you see these embers starting to appear and wisp off of it. This is going to be a good addition. He puts that onto the anvil. Let us work on your ink first. First, I will need you to go ahead and choose 2 ingots. This will be a very large tattoo.
Okay. I will.
Look at
If he points me where they are, I'll focus in
Okay?
on the.
full body.
How do you focus in? What do you do for it?
I would trust him with the tattoo. Honestly, I trust him with the tattoo.
Kind of close my eyes and kind of like reach out, like not physically, but kind of like the best I can with my aether, trying to reach out and see what connects.
Don't do it, it's a trap.
Okay, Lucky, go ahead and roll me a d20 and add 2.
17.
Okay. And roll me again another d20 and add 2.
Another 17.
Oh. As you are focusing in, it's strange. You're focusing in 2 ingots. Energy flows into these ones. Your eyes almost like just glance at those 2. Magnus, he kind of looks at them with like a kind of half-cocked face. Looks at you. Well, that's new. Nobody in your group had such a positive effect on their spirit metal. He continues to walk forward towards it. He kind of leans into the ingots that you've chosen, and as he goes ahead and reach for one, like one of the ones that you chose, he moves his hand over to reach down, and his hand stops. I figured as much. He goes down and grabs the other 2, and instead walks over to the forge, puts those 2 down. And the tools that he's using stick and poke for the spirit metal.
Ouch!
You're gonna be here.
Oh, gosh.
You're gonna be here a few hours.
Oh,
Yep.
you're gonna go full stick and poke back piece?
Yep.
Ouch! Ouch!
Yep.
Ouch! Gosh. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. Wow.
So he goes ahead and gets his implements and all of his tools ready. And the spirit metal itself, he brings it over.
Sorry, this is. I'm sorry.
He goes ahead and brings it over and puts it into the little pot for it to melt away. And he pulls it out as it's melted of the ingots that you've chosen. And as he's pulling it, as he's about to submerge it, he submerges it a little bit, but not fully. And he goes ahead and walks over and takes the dagger over to it. He holds it in front of his chest. He waves his hand over it, and as he's waving his hand over it, you see unseen runes and a cracked rune where the blade has been shattered all start to glow and ignite with that ember-like flame. What language do you speak again, Lucky?
Common, Elvish, and Undercommon.
Nice. This is an Elvish.
Ooh.
As he is now starting to whisper in, you've heard a lot more of like elegant Elvish in your time. A lot of just very much of like official communication. This is like ancient. This is using like these and like every like old English phrase you could think of.
Ye olden runes.
Yeah, basically. He's like whispering to the blade in Elvish in this like old tongue. And as he's doing that, you watch the runes themselves. Some of them are like, as he's waving them and speaking this, you see a rune fade, and another rune fade, until all of the runes have faded away and are no longer ignited. And he looks over to you, Lucky. He kind of waves his hand over for you to join him.
Walk on over.
He holds the dagger out to you.
We'll grab it for
Place it into the flames.
go ahead and set it. I guess set it. Bring my hands as close as I can to the flames before letting it go.
Okay, you end up letting it go. Kind of burns a little bit. Might blister later on, but you got very close to this molten lava. You let go of the dagger into it, and you see it submerge in, and just. And as Magnus opens his eyes once more, you see that golden light appearing from his eyes. He goes ahead and takes his hammer above this cauldron. May you meld together your ancient ways and find new peace in your new creation. And he smashes against this lava, and you watch as it and the shock that happens. You see the ground itself of the forge crack. There's a shock wave of this energy that just bursts outwards to you. You have to take a few steps backwards. The lava is now chaotic, like almost as if there's an earthquake, a storm happening. Then it subsides. And you hear just bubbling and crackling inside. And you're waiting there for about 20, 30 minutes before he lifts it out. And as he lifts it out, it's got that silvery gunmetal look to it. But you see specks of red embedded into this flow. And all of the darkened, pockmarked, rusted away aspects of it have seemed to have been completely destroyed by the lava, and is now just resting upon the surface of it. And you see inside of that whirling pool of spirit metal is these like little silvery wisps throughout it as well. Goes ahead and takes it, walks it over, locks it into place next to the forge. He goes ahead and takes one of his little workbenches and like pulls it over to where the forge is. Lay down, face first.
Go ahead. I know what's coming. Just lay down, like grit my teeth.
Bite on this. He hands you a piece of leather. This will hurt. And he goes ahead and starts to mix the spirit metal together, and he's starting to get all of his implements and all of his tools ready for stick and poke. And just for hours. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
You need like 5. You need
16.
It is extremely difficult to continue. Make me another one.
20 total.
You are staying up. And one more.
24.
You are conscious through the entire process.
A good thing or bad?
This process, Lucky,
wanted to be asleep for
Mhm.
has taken you about 6 hours. And Magnus works efficiently.
That's like how long it takes for me to dye my hair.
And you see he goes ahead and just stretches. Ugh, we'll take a short break. We'll continue a little bit. Would you like some water?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
You end up taking the leather out, and there's just a whole like bite mark of the bear teeth bared into it, and like pretty much already like eviscerated the leather.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get you a new piece.
Thanks, sorry.
He goes ahead and takes a little water crystal and just hands it to you. Gets you another leather piece, puts it next to you. He kind of just sits down, pulls a chair next to you, and just sits down. So why here?
What do you mean?
You are free. Why did you choose here?
I mean, not really free. I was saved by a group called the Soul Ones, who kind of take the slaves they free and radicalize them a bit and use them to try and help free other slaves. And more on top of that. And then through that ended up in the Shadowfell through some various means with this group, and have kind of just been with them ever since. I mean, I don't really have anywhere else to go, and if I'm going to be with anyone, I might as well be with people who I can kind of trust my life with.
Who in the group do you trust the most?
I mean, I've known Cal the longest.
Well, that does not answer my question.
Go on, answer him.
You're not there.
He's like, Augustus, I would lay my life down for him.
I would lay my arm down for him. And my horn.
He's like, bro, that's so nice.
No, back to the back. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would still be Cal. I mean, we were slaves together, and they set everyone free, and he carried me part of the way because I was unconscious, and they assigned us on a lot of missions together. So.
Well, it sounds like you've been through a lot. Hopefully your spirit metal and your ancestral journey will help you. I know the journey helped me. It led me to be a Forgemaster, to meet my master. Now I have dedicated my whole life, and he's like now looking at his tattoos right now. I have dedicated my entire life to this. Everything I have is for the Forge. I have allied myself with these people because they also believe in the Forge and its tenets, as well as the ancestral spirits. They hold them in some of the highest regard. It has been hundreds of years since I've seen another group of people harbor the same reverence for anything related to Aether in such a way.
Nice.
That is why I
It's
say.
been- sorry to cut you off. I was just going to say it's been really eye-opening being here.
Why do you stay, Lucky? Why do you stay with them, with Cowl, with everyone?
I need to make sure that they're okay.
It'll take a long time, about a week or so, for your spirit metal to fully acclimate to you. I can teach you a little bit of my ways if you like.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. This is so just new, and you seem to be able to do a lot. So
Well then, if you want to learn, we must begin again. And he gets up. Bite on the leather again. Let me know if you bite through that one this time.
okay, and I'll bite down on the leather and lay back down on the bench.
Here's to another 4 hours.
Oh gosh.
And just continues once again. Go ahead and make me another con save.
Yeah, we've like.
18.
18. Okay, success. Another one.
19.
Success, and one more.
Natural 1.
Oh, I did roll.
Unconscious.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
You had 10 minutes left.
As
Right,
he's,
yeah.
as he's getting like
So
some of the
close.
final pieces left, he just goes, "You want another piece of leather?" Finally. He just continues to. 30 seconds, Sarah. 30 seconds.
No!
Hurry! Hurry!
So he continues to go in and do the stick poke onto you. And you get woken up by getting slapped in the back by a hammer.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
As you it hits you like right in the back, and it hits you in such a way that it like knocks the wind out of you almost. It's weird. And you just oh, you're awake.
I no longer trust this man to do a tattoo. Oh
Yeah.
man.
I'm up.
And he kind of like, he gets like, walks over to be like face to face with you and like grabs the sides of your face. Now where is your aether markings?
Oh, they're right here.
Walks over to them and places his hand upon it and his other hand on the back where the tattoo is and starts to just focus in on them both. And there we go. You have a new spirit metal tattoo.
I can't sleep on my back for a week or
You
more.
can't. It's definitely more. He goes ahead and gets this little jar and opens it up, and there's this little salve that he just like lathers on your back.
Oh, did he put the saran wrap on
He
it
does not.
too? What? No, that's the worst customer service. You gotta put the saran wrap
There's
on.
no saran
Yeah,
wrap.
what do you mean there's no saran
There
wrap?
are leaves.
There's magic, but there's no saran wrap?
Yes.
I don't believe this.
There's no
Unrealistic.
Tupperware either.
Unrealistic.
There's cars though.
Not yet.
Yeah, he's working
There's
on making
no
color.
Tupperware.
How do we take things to go if there's no Tupperware?
Obviously, a to-go box.
Well, that's technically a Tupperware.
That's not.
Yes, technically.
As much as I hate to admit it, there's a lot of glass jars too.
And there's glass Tupperware existed before plastic.
I don't know.
Yes, it did. I can't believe you're making saran wrap not canon in your universe.
It's not canon.
I can't believe this is the one hill you're dying on.
Plastic isn't really a thing.
But are you that anti-plastic?
Yes.
Plastic is stupid.
That's the best part about getting a tattoo is when they put the smooth gel on it and then they stick the saran wrap on and they're like, okay, you're good to go. That's the most soothing part of the whole experience.
Ends up walking you back down to the base of the forge with the spirit metal dagger embedded into the tattoo that you now have on your back.
Crazy. What if you could like pull it out? It like forms into a dagger.
Or you just go like this.
Yeah. Tim's in his back, so he's like, Cal, get the dagger.
Wait, I can't
Here-
reach it.
Here's like, what was that? Yeah, thank you. So like Lucky will just go like a porcupine, and then he's like, Cal, pick me up. Cal picks him up and just uses him as a
Like
dagger.
a porcupine.
Yeah.
Except it's a one dagger.
Yep.
It's like a shark fin.
It's like a unicorn.
Yeah.
A porky spine.
Oh, singular.
Yep. So you end up walking back to the table, and he goes ahead and walks off to a little small chamber and comes back in with these large leaves. They almost look like banana leaves. And he goes ahead and applies them to your back as well. And then they kind of, as he is applying them, they kind of like set in a little bit, and they kind of like they make like this like popping sound, but it's soothing.
Anything's more soothing than getting hit in the back with a hammer, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will leave a bruise, but it was needed to seal the enchantment.
Okay.
Wow.
And I went ahead and sealed the spirit that follows you with it as well.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I forgot. Mama Terry brought that up, but it hasn't come up since, and I can't see it, so I hadn't thought about it.
Well, it's on your back now, so you really won't see it.
That's probably for the best.
At least your spirit will always have your back.
I was just about
Have
to say
your
that.
back.
Yeah.
So we're not there.
We're just at the table
You're
then.
not there.
Yeah. We're still eating. Ha!
The food was upstairs,
Yeah.
like in the dining hall.
Yeah, we brought it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Away from the king. Cool.
Bella's asleep at the
We'd be
table.
having breakfast
Yeah.
by now.
It's been a long day.
That's true. Yeah, we're probably asleep actually
Yeah,
from how much time has passed.
Well, because this all happened like early in the morning. Now it's, at this point, it's like late into the night. Like
Yeah.
probably like 2 in the morning maybe.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah.
Bella did wave, but she's asleep at the table.
Yep. Like you end up walking in and Bella's just asleep at the table. You see, he just stands over. Funny. Well, you can go ahead and retire to your room. Don't sleep on your back for at least 2 weeks. And don't let anybody hit your back or slash against your back. That would really hurt.
Okay, I'll make sure that.
Using a little healing magic might help.
Okay. Can't do that, but I'll go bug Cal.
Do it. Magic hands.
Gesturing to you.
It's pretty obvious.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So, continuing,
What are you doing?
you end up walking out, and you see Magnus goes ahead. I'm sorry?
I would go and wake up Bella.
Okay. Bella's asleep at the table. Her mouth is like open. There's like a little bit of like hair strands like in her mouth, and she's just kind of drooling, just very slightly.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
That.
Just like that.
Wonderful.
It's kind of like the shake the shoulder, like, hey, get up.
Yeah. time is it?
Late.
Oh, are you okay? What happened?
I'm fine. I didn't think anyone would wait. So, why didn't you go to bed?
Because I needed to give you the new necklace, and I didn't want it to not to not be there in case something happened.
New necklace.
Yeah, I wanted to give you one that was a little more tangible than the other one, which I'm pretty sure just like disappeared when I took off the old one.
Okay, I'm glad to know I didn't lose it then.
Oh, you didn't lose it. But here, and I'm gonna give him the old necklace.
Okay.
Take it from him.
As the new eerie token, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
real.
Thanks. You need to get to bed. Come on.
Hey, yeah, you too.
Yeah. I will.
He's like,
walk
yeah,
us out
bed.
back to her and.
That was to Cal's room.
Yeah. Bedtime.
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 Not bedtime.
So I'll walk
sleeping.
Bella back to her
Bedtime
room before going to
No.
my own.
Okay. You end up walking Bella back to her room. And then you go to Cal?
Cal's definitely asleep. I'm not gonna wake him up in the middle of the night.
That's fair.
Yeah, something else will anyways. Having nightmares lately.
Alright.
It's been bad.
Do you retire back to your room?
Yeah.
Okay. You end up getting back to your room and kind of lay down on the bed, and it's really comfortable and soft, and the pain is now starting to set in. And it is not fun.
Oh, it's gonna be so itchy.
Yep.
Yep.
And it is across your entire back.
Oh, you're gonna need some Aquaphor all over that.
That doesn't exist in this universe.
It doesn't exist.
God, Jonah.
People made tattoos like men, okay? They didn't have Aquaphor and saran wrap.
No, because stick and poke was used equally on all genders, okay?
Yeah, Jonah.
And still is.
I never said it wasn't.
You said
implied it.
like men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at the time. of this
Hashtag
universe,
canceled.
that's
This is
right.
all just because of the matriarchy. God.
Cancelled. You're cancelled.
So, as you guys are now sleeping within your chambers, you can't help but feel like a little bit closer almost to this essence that has now been added to you. And you feel like a little better connection to it now. It's comforting. It's warm. Susie.
Oh.
As you are now drifting off to sleep, you start to remember memories of your family.
Okay.
Your dead sister.
She's missing.
You remember a lot of memories of specifically your sister.
Yeah.
A lot about your childhood, pranks gone wrong, that led to bodily harm.
Killed your sister. Yeah. She never uses food.
And there's just it's almost comforting. But in every one of these memories that you have of your sister, where it's like from your perspective, it almost seems as though like you're viewing it from like a third person perspective as well. But every time you feel that third person perspective view, and you're just kind of watching this scene, Your sister's looking directly at you from the third person perspective in every single one of those aspects.
Gross. Alright.
But no dreams of war, no dreams of battle, of hardship, but pleasant memories of you and your sister primarily. A few of your parents, but mainly of your sister. Cal. Within this dream state, you're fully conscious.
I'm like fully conscious. Like 5 senses.
And you see sitting on a throne is Calamity. Sitting upon this throne. And you sitting upon a throne as well. Both made of this gunmetal black metal. And he's just sitting across from you. There's this line of division of this gray void, kind of like wisping through this fissure. And on your side you just see shadows, and on his side you see light. And he's just, so tell me, how does it feel? Now you'll have a better bond with me.
It's something I had to do.
Well then.
And it appears that we're going to have to become even more bonded. But, as you can see, I have the power.
Not for long. We may be bound together through terrible means. But I consider you like a brother to me. You and I are aspects of the one and the same.
I made a performance check to see if I can stop shaking. It's 16. Would I be shaky or?
You'd be okay.
Okay, good.
On the verge, but okay.
I'm holding it in though.
So, young one, what grand adventures do we have before the both of us?
Well, I know what you want, and I know what I want,
And what is it that we want?
for once in my life, I finally have found something that we could both somehow work together on.
And that is?
Aside from my party members, of course, there is no one really in the world that I think deserves what they live. But these spirits, they have gone through horrible things, and I'm gonna give my life to protect them.
Protect them.
Because I know that you love devouring the weak. You love destroying their soul, their blood.
You and I are both infernal in nature, whether you like to agree or not.
Well, you and I are both celestial in nature.
And at least I acknowledge that.
I acknowledge it. I didn't before, but now I do. Ever since I saw you in person, I try to forget about you, but I can't.
I will always be here.
Me as well. But you must not be able to walk alone on this plane. It was set in stone. I was the one that made it out, not you. I'm the body. It's okay. You could be the soul or whatever. You could be you can see through my eyes like you've been doing. But I'm the one that makes the decisions here.
We may be celestial in our pursuits, or we feel that what we do is so just. But we are also infernal in nature.
Yes.
And we make deals. There will be a time where your strength will not be enough. And I will always be waiting.
And that will be soon.
Good.
I'll be ready. It will not be that I need your power. It'll be that I need to bond with you for my power.
You're channeling your spirit metal, and he points to his antlers. And you look and you see embedded into his antlers is the same network.
Yeah.
This will help us bond. It'll help us share our pursuits, our thoughts, our dreams.
And it's ensured that it will be the same as it was before.
I want only for us to be one, unified. I know that I am not complete.
Me too. There's a lot of power I left there.
And there's a lot of power to be given from here. Think on my offer, Kalendor. Think on it.
That's it.
Vela,
Your instant look of disgust. Wow. Lovely.
Nah,
What if
I'm
you have
good.
a nice dream?
I don't need to deal with that.
You might have a nice dream.
Vela,
That's not how it works with her. What's up?
your eyes open, and you're in this hall of mirrors. The floor, the ceiling, everything in this fractal. But it has this almost astral background to it, where you see reflections of yourself just in space, not necessarily the mirrors themselves, but in this astral plane. Kind of looking around, you look up and you see a star. The very symbol that makes up the tattoo that is on your wrist. You look down at it and it's gone.
Oh,
You look at the others, the sun and the moon is also gone. You look upon the sky and you see above the star is the symbol of the sun and the crescent of the moon. Above the star. And looking upon this, it's this strange pondering. And you start to look around. Make a perception check.
no. Oh, yes. Again, use psionic energy, because I'm asleep. That didn't do much to improve it. 17.
17. As you are looking around, you see constellations, shapes. You see one of them that looks like the constellation of a very large bird, just in the sky, sparkling. In another smaller one, you see what looks like an angelic form. Just all within these constellations, almost as if it's like a cloud in space, creating this cosmic shape, this cosmic body of what looks like some angelic form. In another constellation, you see a very small one. Something akin to a small winged humanoid. There's a few other constellations in here that are too sporadic and faded. But there is one of what looks like a man. And he starts to move closer. And as the stars become closer and closer, you start to see there is a physical visage appearing. And you start to see Cecil starting to walk from this constellation. I told you it would be soon. bindings of the curse are starting to take root. You are the star, Vela. You are the oracle, the wish granter. And your powers will continue to grow, as will your curse. I'm sorry. Before you see the stars scatter and fade away. And you look up and you see that star and the moon symbol fade. And all that's left is the star symbol on your wrist. Da. In your dream, you dream of your herd, your family, your extended family, but specifically your blood-related ones. You just fondly think back on the wonderful places that you've experienced with them. Now you felt the need to take up this cause, to seek out what it means to restore balance, what this imbalance of the Aether Generator was. But your brother also took that oath as well, and was never heard from since. You feel a bit of worry, longful worry, remembering your brother and remembering these beautiful family memories with him. And you just find yourself within the looming giants once more, of the enormously large mushrooms just shining with their bioluminescence. And every so often thinking you see your brother, but it's just another traveler. Lucky. As you are now bound with this symbol, you find yourself kind of just in this void. This void of darkness, and this fog is now like waving around you. It's uncomfortable. And you're kind of just walking forward. And you see a beacon of light casting down, almost as if a spotlight from beyond the wings that you can even properly see is just casting down into what looks like a small campfire. What do you do?
I would head over to it.
Okay. As you walk over to this campfire, you end up kind of walking up towards it, and you do see what looks like the ground itself around it are imprints, as if the fog itself is like waving over and like cascading over bodies that are around this campfire, asleep, some of them not asleep. But you see the fog is cascading over one larger than the rest. And you watch as that fog is like cascading over. You see it slowly fade away into this helmet of charred black iron. And you see sitting there, leaning on the sword, is cinder. The rest of it, you're starting to recognize are memories of your family, of your party. You see Vela still knocked unconscious, asleep. You see that everybody else kind of enjoying their soup and eating it. Just within this fog, you just see just very basic motions. But the only one that is not fog is cinder.
I would kind of just go and sit on the opposite side of the fire up and.
Okay. As you sit on the opposite side, his head is pointed, looking down towards the fire. As you sit, the helmet rises to meet your gaze.
It's feels like it's been a long time.
It has been. I am glad to know that my gift will not go unused. Use it well.
I will.
I give you my gift, my attribute. And he holds his hand up, and you watch around you are these two little wisps that just appear. One of this Vesperous form of cutting white winds, and one next to you as well that has this spiraling ball of light, of these multiple rings spiraling against each other so fast that it just creates one big ball of light. And he opens his palm, and in the center is this flame that cascades before fading into a ball of flame. My gift to you. And let's go. And you watch the flame pass over towards you, across the flames of the fire. And as it passes over the fire, it dies down and vanishes extinguished. And you see, as it appears in front of you, the mote of air, mote of light, and fire return to your core. As you feel this rush of heat, but comfort. And as you look up at Cinder, you see him nod his head, which is farewell. Use my gift well. And you just see this blackened soot just start to appear out from the armor, and you watch the helmet roll off the armor as the rest of the armor fades and falls away onto the ground, creating no sound as it impacts. Everything within the armor turning to ash and scattered to the wind.
He really became Cinder, kind of.
And as you look upon that in confusion and just almost worry, that's what we're going to pick up next session.
Terrible.
Fun session,
Yeah,
guys.
great session.
You guys got your spirit metal forge.
Wow.
Woo!
Meow.
We've hit a
Spirit metal.
milestone. Do we get another level?
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
Two.
No, you don't. But your Aether is now starting to flourish a little bit more.
It's not like
Wonderful.
you would do it anyways. You do it last minute.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll go ahead and see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ooh, spooky.